نشكر أبناء الوطن وقادة المستقبل ومتحدثين جميعهم. أما الآن الجلسة الرابعة ما قبل الأخيرة عن الطاقة والاستدامة، يعرضونها مجموعة من ليس فقط خبراء بل نوابغ المجال. أولهم البروفيسورة سارا والكر، وثانيهم بروفيسور في الطاقة بجامعه نيوكاسل، والمهند الهشبول مختص بالطاقة وعالم بحثي فيما يخص الاقتصاد الكربوني، وأخيرا عبد الرحمن الغامدي باحث ومهتم بالطاقة. بداية we start with Dr. Sara Walker.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you all today. So my name is Sara Walker and I'm a Professor of Energy here at Newcastle University, and I am Director of our Centre for Energy. So it's really nice to open this session about energy and sustainability. Our centre is looking at energy from a very broad context. So we are interested in energy from the molecule all the way up to major international systems for energy trading. We're interested in the economics of energy, the ethics and justice of energy, as well as the engineering and science of energy. So I want to tell you a little bit about some work we've been doing that's very local to the northeast for all of you who are studying with us in the region. So we've been working with an organisation which is the Local Enterprise Partnership for the Northeast. And we've been looking at what the future of energy could be for this region. So as a region, we have a tradition of being very engineering focused and having a history of energy in the northeast. We are known for our coal exports from some time ago, and our Newcastle brown, of course. As far as energy is concerned, we have been an energy exporter historically. Our coal industry went into decline in the 60s and 70s in the UK, and we discovered oil and gas in the North Sea, and gas became a major part of our economy in the UK. And by virtue of our coastline in the northeast, we benefited to an extent from that discovery in the North Sea. So we've been working with the Northeast Local Enterprise Partnership to understand what is the next iteration of our energy system and what opportunity does that bring to the Northeast region. We've been looking from an economic point of view, job creation, added value to the Northeast economy. We've been thinking about innovation in technology and how we can demonstrate that in the Northeast. We think we're a great place for demonstration actually, because we've got urban centres, we've got quite a rural economy, we've got the coastline, but we've also got inland areas, we've got areas that are used to heavy industry, and we also have tourism with UNESCO heritage sites in the region. And we're interested in that innovation and how it bleeds through to the whole supply chain. So when we look at information about where the Northeast is currently and look at where our emissions come from, then it's quite clear that transport, the domestic sector and industry are very important in terms of the emissions. So the lighter blue on the right hand side is transport, and the vast majority of transport emissions in the UK and in the Northeast are from the way that we use our roads. The light green at the bottom is our domestic sector. In the UK we have to heat our homes, and but we do see some air conditioning load as well, but most of it is heating load, and so most of that is gas. That's the bigger part of the green pie chart there in terms of where our emissions come from. And then industry is the blue that's on the left-hand side. It's more a bluey purple. And you can see it's broken down by fuel type. In the northeast, our emissions from industry have dropped 73% since 2010. And that is partly because of the change in the makeup of our industry in the northeast. We've lost some of our manufacturing industry. So, how do we reduce these emissions, maintaining the quality of life, as Professor Gibson said, and maintaining economic activity? So these are some of the questions that we've been wrestling with, and we've been looking at, for the renewable energy sector, what sectors are currently active in the northeast? Where's the data for that? What kind of industries are being really active? So you can see here in terms of turnover and contribution to the northeast economy that actually the nuclear sector is quite large. Not that we have lots of nuclear generation, but we have lots of supply chains in the northeast that are contributing to that sector in terms of activity. And then you can see other parts here in terms of electric vehicles and infrastructure, energy efficiency, offshore wind, lighting, and the bar charts get smaller and smaller as you go further along, but recognising that there's quite a broad mix of renewable energy and energy efficient sectors in the northeast that are contributing to the economy, but the most significant ones are the ones that are further over on that left-hand side there. So that tells us where we are currently in terms of job creation as well, because we can look not just at turnover, but the number of jobs in those different sectors. And when we look at the jobs, nuclear doesn't quite come first. So energy efficiency comes slightly higher in terms of job creation. And energy efficiency and the installation of energy efficiency measures is quite labour intensive. So it is a good job creator in the northeast to be investing money in that sector. But you can see that low emission vehicles, electric vehicles and infrastructure, along with offshore wind